Hey everybody, Brett Mix here, ready for a Smackdown preview for the episode on December the 8th, 2023. It should be a good one. They're going to set up a tournament, but are tournaments a good thing in wrestling? Or is it just a person with a pad of paper and a pen, and he just picks a winner and fills in the rest, and that's all the tournament is? There's a YouTube creator that says that I strongly disagree with. I admire the guy. He's my favorite YouTube personality, but I strongly disagree with that statement, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Also wanted to talk about CM Punk showing up. What does that mean for Rollins, the Rumble, WrestleMania? What does it mean for... I know Rollins is on Raw, but what does that mean for it? Also, I'm going to just preview the Orton and the Bloodline and the tournament matches themselves. But first, I wanted to say my name is Brett Mix. This is a relatively new channel, Macho Wrestling 101. I do history of wrestling every day. So if you're into the Monday Night Wars, which I'm having a blast going back and doing, consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. You can watch them whenever you want. I put them into their own folder archives, and I know there's a niche audience for that, so that's why I mention it. Because when I'm going back to watching the Monday Night Wars, I look at other people's reviews of that too. So if you want to look at mine, I'd certainly invite you to. I used to write reviews for websites, so I already have tons of reviews out there, but not Nitros and Raws. I'm doing those now, so it's the first time I'm ever doing those. So if that's up your alley, hit like and subscribe. Okay, we can talk about tournaments now. Tournaments are not nostalgic for me, so they hold a special place in my heart. I think back to WrestleMania 4, Survivor Series 98, King of the Rings. I know some of those shows that I just mentioned weren't booked correctly, but it's the idea behind it. If you do book it correctly, you can have an underdog story. Two guys can wrestle in the same tournament, and there's a time limit in the first round, and are both guys going to get eliminated if they don't win in the next few minutes? Because there's a 15-minute time limit in the first round usually. So there's that aspect of it. There's the rivalries can start from it. If two guys go out and have a classic, and then they always remember that match in the tournament, it's who you crown. Obviously, the winner of the tournament is going to get pushed huge because they survived the tournament. So there's so many good things that can stem from a tournament. I don't see this argument that it's just some guy with a paper and a pen and he makes the decisions in 3 minutes and that's that, and they go out and wrestle for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, but you can say that about the Royal Rumble. Got a guy with a paper and a pen. You can say that about all these events. So it's all scripted. So, I mean, I don't really see the argument there, but each people has their own opinion. That's cool. My opinion is I can't wait for the tournament. We got Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar in the first round. That's going to be a banger. We got Karrion Kross versus the almighty Bobby Lashley. We got an NXT arrival that's going to be in. So that's also a cool element to this tournament. And ultimately to see who faces Logan Paul, which is going to be a good match as well because Logan Paul has shown that. So it should be interesting to see who wins. That's another thing, the suspense of it all, who's going to win the tournament. Also, CM Punk showing up. I think the Rollins and Punk program, I think that they should not meet at the Rumble. If they're going to do it at Mania, they should hold off till Mania. But if they have CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in plan for WrestleMania, then do it at the Rumble. That's what I believe. And as far as Randy Orton goes, him with the Bloodline, we'll see. I mean, he just said Daddy's back as far as the Bloodline goes last week. Heyman said you'll be safe on Raw, so they're going to lead to more Randy Orton, Solo Sikoa kind of type of stuff probably tomorrow on Smackdown. We'll see if Roman Reigns comes, and when he comes, is it going to be for the Elimination Chamber? Is it going to be for WrestleMania? We'll have to wait and see on that front. But back to CM Punk for a second. He definitely needs to address Rollins. I was on one of the side of that, let this long-term storytelling play out. I was fine that he said, I'm back, I'm home. We waited 10 years, but we waited 10 years not for him to miss Raw. That's the WWE's fault. They didn't capitalize on their ratings momentum. They had him off Raw. So let's see what he does on SmackDown. If he doesn't start throwing insults, I'm going to get a little frustrated with this because not only did we wait 10 years and we waited that week, we missed him on Raw, and now we have him on SmackDown and he still doesn't say anything. So he's got to say something on this SmackDown, and he's invited to the next Raw. We saw Adam Pearce tell Seth Rollins that. I don't think they'd do that and have people buy tickets for Raw after that, especially if he wasn't showing up. Dave Meltzer reported that 1,700 tickets were sold last week after CM Punk showed up on Raw for the first time. So there was a lot of disappointed people last Monday where he didn't show up, and they don't want to have that again. 2 weeks in a row. So when CM Punk shows up, he's got to take shots at Rollins. I'm on CM Punk's side when it comes to the beef with Rollins. I know it's a work shoot, most likely, but I still side with him. Everybody's a hypocrite in their life. Seth Rollins is a hypocrite too in his life somewhere, you could point out. I just think Seth Rollins is envious of anything that doesn't involve Seth Rollins. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, but all wrestlers have egos. If they wouldn't be where they are without them, but it's being egocentric to a healthy degree, if there is such a thing. And it's all about maintaining that. Anyway, SmackDown's going to be a great show. I hope everybody enjoys it. I'll be here for the SmackDown review, like always, 40 minutes to an hour after SmackDown ends. Be sure to tune in on my channel. I'm Brett Mix. Enjoy the show, and I'm out.